Bonjour tout le monde! Welcome again to the Learning Basic French with Anne TV. Our first few lessons introduce us to the basics of the French language and most importantly in building our confidence in speaking French. If you find yourself in a French-speaking country but don't understand the native language, one phrase you will need to know is, do you speak English? Of course, if someone speaks English, you can just ask in English, but you need to know how to say it in French. And that is the content of this lesson. We'll also be talking about languages that we speak and being able to say, I don't understand something. Okay? To start with, let's learn name of some of the languages we speak. Here is how to say the most commonly spoken languages in French. Let's start with the language we are learning, and that's of course le français.
Le français,
French.
le tagal,
Tagalog.
le japonais,
Japanese.
l'anglais,
English.
le chinois,
Chinese.
l'arabe,
Arabic.
l'allemand,
German.
le russe,
Russian.
l'italien,
Italian.
le néerlandais,
Dutch.
le polonais,
Polish.
le portugais.
Portuguese. Notice that all languages are masculine. That's why we use the definite article le, which refers to masculine noun. Another one is all languages are never capitalized in French. And many languages also are identical to their respective nationalities, like Francais, Japonese, Anglais, Italian. Okay? And remember, we are talking about the languages, not the people. Do you still remember the phrase I like in French? It's j'aime. J is the word for I in French. M is the I form of the verb aimer, which means love or like. And j'aime is the conjugated form, which means I like. So j'aime is I like. What about the phrase I speak? I speak in French is je parle. Je is the word for I in French. Parle is the I form of the verb parler, which means to talk or to speak. And je parle is the conjugated form of the verb parler, which means I speak. Okay, I'll show you how the verb conjugation is done in French. Let's take the verb parler as our example, which means to talk or to speak. It is what we call as regular verb in French, which follows the same conjugated pattern. So here's how to do it. First, remove the ER of parler to get the root word parle. Then add the E, ES, ONS, EZ or ENT to the root word parle according to the subject pronoun it corresponds. So we have je parle, which means I speak. Tu parles, the informal version of you, which means you speak. Il parle, he speaks. Elle parle, she speaks. Nous parlons, we speak. And the formal version of you, vous parlez, which means you speak. Then ils parlent, they speak. Elle parle, they speak. Il is the plural form of il singular. It means they, which refers to a group of men and also a mix of feminine and masculine subject. Elle is the plural form of elle singular. It means they, which refers to a group of women. So now, if somebody would ask you, quelle langue parlez-vous? What language do you speak? Then just say, je parle, and then the language you speak. So for example, je parle français. I speak French. Je parle anglais. I speak English. Je parle japonais. I speak Japanese. How do you say, do you speak English? In French. If you want to ask someone, do you speak English in French? You have two options, the informal and the formal, which is the polite version. And here's the informal way to say it. Est-ce que tu parles anglais? Do you speak English? Est-ce que is the interrogative form to introduce the question similar to the English word do, which literally means, is it that? Tu is the informal version of you. Parle is the two form of the verb parler. Anglais is English. And to make the sentence formal, just change the formal version of you from tu to vous. If we change the pronoun tu to vous, we will conjugate parler differently. It becomes parler ending in ise, which is the vous form of the verb parler. But we pronounce it the same way as parler, meaning to speak. Generally, we should use the informal version when speaking to children, friends, family, or those you meet in a casual social setting. The formal version is best used when addressing someone older than you or when you're not sure which form is most appropriate. Again, the informal version of do you speak English is est-ce que tu parles anglais? While the formal version is est-ce que vous parlez anglais? If you hear someone say parles-tu français or parlez-vous français, he is probably asking you, do you speak French? Okay, so this is the most simple way of asking this phrase. You can also use this phrase with any other languages. Just substitute français with anglais, Italian, Spanish, or Portuguese. So if somebody would ask you, parles-tu anglais or parlez-vous anglais? Your answer would be, oui, je parle anglais. Yes, I speak English. If ever somebody would ask you, parles-tu français? Or do you speak French? And if you speak a little, you just say, oui, je parle un peu français. Yes, I speak a little French. Un peu means a little. And if somebody would ask you, est-ce que vous parlez espagnol? Do you speak Spanish? And if you don't speak Spanish, then you just say, no, je ne parle pas espagnol. No, I don't speak Spanish. And if somebody is talking to you but you don't understand what he is saying, then you can say, je ne comprends pas, which means I don't understand. Je is the word for I in French. Ne is written before the verb comprendre, which means no. Comprendre is the I form of the verb comprendre, which means to understand. Pa is written after the verb comprendre, which means not. Ne and pa are two negative words placed around the conjugated verb like je ne comprends pas, which means I don't understand. Here is a short conversation using the phrases we have just discussed. Please listen to this.
Est-ce que vous parlez français?
Oui, un peu.
Est-ce que vous me comprenez?
Oui, mais pouvez-vous parler un peu plus lentement?
Bien sûr. Ça va mieux?
Oui, merci. And that's all for today's lesson. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like this presentation and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Just click the red button down below and the notification bell for you to be notified for more French lesson. Okay? Merci beaucoup, à bientôt, au revoir, bisous bisous.